Hello lovely beaders. Welcome back to my channel. First I want to show you the half-done project that I made so far with beaded 3D stars on a fairy light string. I had this LED fairy lights from a while and I always wanted to make them personalized. The fairy light has 15 lights on it, and for that I need to make 15 stars. I've only done 7 so far. In this video I show you how to make a beaded 3D star and how can you put the star on a Christmas light chain. I made my stars with size 11 seed beads and I used Czech and Japanese beads in mix. The pattern works well with almost any kind of brand. I do not recommend beads of very uneven quality. If you don't have this type of fairy lights you can use another kind, if the lights are small in the chain. My lights are a little bit on the small size. I have another kind of Christmas indoor LED light, but I don't know if I want to make 30 stars. I have another project in my mind for this. It needs to be LED because LED is not getting warm in the use. And although we use glass beads during the project which cannot catch fire from heat, but the thread can melt. And that will be no fun. Here I try to show you that this light is on the bigger size for the stars but still could work. But like I said, I don't feel that I want to bead 30 stars to personalize this LED lights. In the material list I didn't mention the colors I use. This is because you can use any kind of seed beads that you have in transparent colors. One color for the corners, one for the big diamond and one for the small diamond. Start by stringing 4 pieces of seed beads. Use the color that you want for the corners. Put a double knot to make a circle with the beads. Step out from the first bead after the knot. String 2 pieces of seed beads in your corner color and go through the next bead from your starting circle. String 2 pieces of seed beads in your corner color and go through the next bead from your starting circle. String 2 pieces of seed beads in your corner color and go through the next bead from your starting circle. String 2 pieces of seed beads in your corner color and go through the next bead from your starting circle and the first bead strung in this row. This will be your stepping up for the next row part of your beading. String 2 pieces of seed beads in your corner color and go through the second bead from your corner. String 1 piece of seed bead in your big diamond color and go through the first bead from your next corner. Repeat this steps around. Don't forget to step up for the next row. You need to go through 2 beads from your first corner. And if you bead so tight as I do, then this is not easy. The square started to twist already. String 2 pieces of seed beads in your corner color and go through the second bead from your corner. Start peyoteing the side with the big diamond color. Repeat this steps around. For making a star you will need 5 squares. It is not a big project if you make only 1 star, but if you need 15 stars like I do, then it will take at least 1 week. For this reason I wanted to show you this project so early, to have time for preparing and making the stars before Christmas. Don't forget to step up for the next row. And like I said, sometimes this is not an easy task. It has the folded look already. You cannot make it flat, it will twist and fold by itself. String 2 pieces of seed beads in your corner color and go through the second bead from your corner. String 1 piece of seed bead in your big diamond color. String 1 piece of seed bead in your small diamond color. String 1 piece of seed bead in your big diamond color. Repeat this steps around. Don't forget to step up for the next row. If you only join now to watch the video, you won't believe that we are making squares. It is fold over and it looks weird. But don't worry, that's okay, that's what we need. This is the last row. String only 1 corner bead. String 1 piece of seed bead in your big diamond color. String 1 piece of seed bead in your small diamond color. String 1 piece of seed bead in your small diamond color. String 1 piece of seed bead in your big diamond color. Repeat this steps around. Although I am after making 75 squares, I feel that making a star is not a big task and making the squares can be addictive. So addictive that I could still make a few stars. But I restrain myself and prepare instead with a new project for the next video. The first square is almost finished. For making the star you will need in total of 5 squares. The second, third and fourth squares will have only the half of this last row. And the last square will have none of this row. They will be zipped together by this row. Still one side to go. And the first square is finished. You will need to thread the tail, go through some beads and cut the tail. Never cut a thread right after a knot. Then weave in your thread, go through the beads and turn around for at least 3 times before cutting it. Make a new square. Except the last row it will be the same like the first square. Start with 4 pieces of your corner color. Make them circle with a double knot. String 2 pieces of your corner color between the beads of your starting circle. Never forget the step-up part on the ends of the rows. String 2 pieces of your corner color on the corners and between the corners 1 piece of the big diamond color. I will speed up the video on how to make the next squares because it is a repetitive step and the video is too long. But you can slow it down if you want to see everything. Just click on the cogwheel icon and select the speed you want. Don't forget to step up for the next row. String 2 pieces of your corner color on the corners and the big diamond color on the sides. A little background information on making the squares. The squares are made with 2 stitches. Herringbone stitches on the corners and peyote stitch on the sides. In each row you bead 1 bead more on the sides so the square becomes bigger and bigger. This kind of beading was invented to make triangles. Because of the 4 starting beads on the square, it starts to twist and bend in 2. Don't forget to step up for the next row. String 2 pieces of your corner color on the corners and the big diamond color and the small diamond color on the sides. Don't forget to step up for the next row. For me it's always a struggle to go through the bead from the penultimate row. In this point we can get rid of the tail. Thread the tail, go through some beads and cut it. And we have reached the last row. String 1 corner bead on the corner and string the big diamond and the small diamond colors according to the color pattern. But make only 2 sides in the 3rd corner. With the 3rd corner, the 2nd square is ready for the zipping. With the first 2 squares you don't have to think much for which side to sew with what. Both squares can be bent, so you only need to zip 2 sides together. It will get more complicated later, but now you just have to start zipping it together. You are exiting from a corner bead. The penultimate row's 2nd corner bead. You need to sew this corner bead together with the corner bead from the first square. Now turn back in the corner bead from the 2nd square. The corners are pulled together. Start zipping the sides together. You are exiting from the corner bead of the 2nd square. Go through the 3rd bead of the 1st square. Go through the 3rd bead of the 2nd square. Continue zipping the sides together until you reach the corner. It's not easy for me to hold these small squares steady so that you can see the beads that you have to go into and not let go of the beading. This may make this part seem more difficult, but it is not. It is almost a simple zipping, and I showed you a lot of zipping in the previous videos. And we reached the corner. We need to pull together this corners too. You are exiting from a corner bead. Go through the corner from the other square. Now go back in the corner of the second square. The corners are pulled together and the zipping looks fine. String one corner bead on the corner. The squares are not aligned with the second sides. The second sides are not facing each other. We need to bend the squares to align the second sides. First, we need to pull together the corners. Like I said, it's not easy for me to remain in frame, but hold the squares together and still show you the details. Sorry if sometimes I am out of frame or you see me struggling. Go back in the corner bead of the second square. The corners are pulled together. Start zipping the sides together. And you need to pull together the last corner too. One tip of the star is finished. Weave in your thread and cut it. Let's make a new square. Now that we have some time, I'll take the opportunity to ask you that if you enjoy this video and find value in the content I share, please consider subscribing to the channel and giving this video a like. My channel and the knowledge I share are completely free, but to keep it going and continue providing valuable content, I need your support. Your engagement helps the channel grow and reach more people, so thank you for being a part of this journey. You can also help by buying me a coffee, or buying a tutorial or a jewelry from me. You can find the links in the description. Thanks for all the help. And here it is, the third square ready to zipping. Now you need to be more mindful about the zipping. You need to zip the two squares together starting from the middle of the star. First we need to sew together the corners. Start to zip the sides together. Sew together the corner beads. String one corner bead on the corner. Sew together the other side of the corner. Start to zip the sides together. The last step is to pull together the last corner too. The second tip of the star is finished. Weave in your thread and cut it. Let's make the fourth square. The reason that I have so many stars made in different colors because our Christmas tree is very eclectic. We don't make new decorations in a different color each year, but I do enjoy creating an extra ornament every year for the decorations or for the tree itself. I've made special ornaments for each of my children, and every ornament that's still in one piece goes up on our Christmas tree. And the fourth square is finished and ready to zipping. You need to zip together the parts starting from the middle of the star. But first you need to sew together the corners. It's a fiddling thing to do, But if you don't sew the corners together, you will have a larger gap in the middle. Start to zip the sides together. Sew together the corner beads. String one corner bead on the corner. It's time to put the light inside the star. To attach and sew the wire into one corner. Carefully sew together the corner beads. Make sure that the wire stays in that corner. Start to zip the sides together. Sew together the last corner too. It's a little bit more fiddling because the wire is in the way too. And the third tip of the star is finished. Weave in your thread and cut it. I did not video the beading of the last square because it is completely the same like the previous four. The only difference is that you don't need the last row at all. Just the single corner beads on the corners. Let's attach the last square to the star. First we need to sew together the first corner. Start to zip together the first side. Sew together the corner. String one corner bead on the corner. Sew together the corner beads, but make sure that the wire stays in that corner and the light is in the star. Start to zip the sides together. Sew together the corner. String one corner bead on the corner. We still need to close this gap. Sew together the corner. Because this is the last corner in this side of the star, we need to pull together the beads in the middle. Go back in the corner bead from the other side and go through the 5 pieces of beads in the middle. These beads are the single corner beads strung on top of the corners in the last rows. I go through these beads twice to make the inner circle tight. Step out from the corner bead to start the zipping of the sides. Sew together the corner beads. String one corner bead on the corner. Sew together the corner beads. Start to zip the sides together. Sew together the last corner. Pull together the beads in the middle. Go through them at least once. And the star is finished. Weave in the thread and cut it. You can use this pattern to make earrings. For this earrings I used size 15 seed beads and I made the squares smaller with one row. And in the center of the star I put a large bead, I don't remember the size of it. This bead is for to push out the center and the star is more 3D. I made all the 15 stars and I want to show you the finished piece. But we don't decorate our Christmas tree until December 24th. For this reason I can't yet show you how this lighting will look in its final place. So I've made a small display bowl with a few ornaments that reflect the light beautifully. Thank you for spending time with me. See you next week.